I cannot afford to get into a house. Everybody keeps saying I can house hack, and I have no idea what that is.
All you got to do is house hack.
That's what we're talking about today.
Welcome to the Utah Real Estate Show podcast, the show where two agents and a lender teach real estate best practices by talking through mistakes we've seen and made.
Yeah, like part of it, like first of all, like this particular one is like you're going to get 5 properties. No, that wasn't it, 5 properties. That was 5 doors, but it really wasn't even 5 investment doors because you're still living as a primary residence in one of those 5 doors.
So you have 4
which
doors.
is not considered an investment. It's only 4 doors.
It's not making you money. It's
with one property. So it still had some correct information, but obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, I'll call him out on that.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Utah Real Estate Show. I am Tyler Cazier, Utah Real Estate Agent.
Jason Christiansen, mortgage lender.
Aric Wiszt, Utah Real Estate Agent.
Today we are talking about house hacking. So my son sent me a reel. This guy says, hey, this is how you can own 5 properties by the time you're 25. And I was intrigued, mostly because my son is looking into investing in real estate, and I couldn't be more proud.
How old is he?
18.
That is awesome. Already getting started. Proper parent, teaching their kids young.
He's got a 2-year work history. We could do this.
You can.
It's good.
So the reel goes on to say buy a fourplex, which if you ask Google what house hacking is, it's going to give you a definition of buying a multi-family residence and then living in one of them while the other people pay your rent. So this could also be buying a single family residence and renting out rooms and having them pay your house. It's just an easy way to make the house payment, right? And it's a great way to get started, especially the multi-unit property. So the things to know, and what I told my son is, he's like, is this true? Can I get into a multi-unit property for 3.5% down? And it's yes. You do have to meet the sustainability rule by FHA, which means the rent of all units must make the payment. But if you can do that, yes, you can buy a fourplex for 3.5% down. You have to live in it. There can't be a non-occupant cosigner.
So just for kicks and giggles, what's the price of a fourplex in Utah right now?
Go ahead.
About $800,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we wanted to bring it up, because everybody's seeing these reels on Instagram and Facebook, and they're seeing stuff, and they're getting this little bit of info, but a lot of it's wrong information, especially for where they live.
15 years ago.
Yeah, like part of it, like first of all, like this particular one is like you're going to get 5 properties. No, that wasn't it, 5 properties. That was 5 doors, but it really wasn't even 5 investment doors because you're still living as a primary residence in one of those 5 doors.
So you have 4
which
doors.
is not considered an investment. It's only 4 doors.
It's not making you money. It's
with
costing you
one
money.
property. So it still had some correct information, but obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, I'll call him out on that because it wasn't even correct information. And that's what Jason said. Like, yes, you can do this. But it requires a lot more effort of looking into it. I have a client right now that, he's talked to both of us, and he's trying to do this, but stuff is just not lining up. We're looking at, it's a 5-plex. It's a 4-plex and a single family, and it is in Salt Lake, and it is $1.2 million. Okay?
Which is not a bad deal for what it is. It's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's been fully rehabbed, so it's a Class
gorgeous.
A property. Like,
Nice.
it is, and it's in downtown Salt Lake. Great place. But once, like he just said, the rents have to be able to cover the mortgage. That is a huge thing. 15 years ago, a little bit different story.
Yeah, you get fourplexes for $200,000, $300,000.
Or a different city or state. Utah is a little bit different with that. You can do that in other states and cities. So house hacking really is going to, all of these things are out there. We need to look at where it is for where you're looking to purchase at.
Yeah. We had a client, Eric and I had a client that went through, and Jason as well, a common client to all of us, that bought a home, rented out the rooms, lived in it for a year, and that thing made so much money. He was renting out, I'm not going to talk to the legalities of that, but he was renting out 7 individual spaces inside that house. And he slept on the couch. Literally, he slept on his own couch in a living room because he didn't have a room to himself anymore.
Well, one of the things I wanted to point out real quick with that, yes, that may not have been smiled upon, but he knew going into this, how can I do this without drawing too much attention? One, he bought a home that specifically had a driveway and a side driveway that he could park 8 cars in.
Yep.
Not one of his renters parked on the street.
That was an important part of it. Anyway, the nice part of this, a year later, 1 year to the month later, he bought another property in Salt Lake City, did the exact same thing with that. Arguably, I think he has like 15 people renting from him.
Total.
Like,
2 doors and 15 tenants.
Yeah, we'll use that Insta guy as his math. So Instagram guys,
but, I mean, he's doing a fantastic job. He contacted us again. He's
looking at
property.
doing another one.
So ridiculously profitable? Yes, it can be.
Yes.
But there are things to consider.
Yes.
Talk to your agent. Talk to your lender. See if you can actually make this happen.
Yep.
That's the big one right there. Talk to your lender and find out how that's going to happen, what you need to have happen. I have another one where we started off with a very low dollar amount, and he ended up, we found a great house, but he had to end up getting a co-signer from his dad in order to get this house. But this house was already set up to had a mother-in-law apartment. It was already set up to go. It was worth having the risk. He already refied out of it on his own now. Great, and he's getting ready to do it again.
That is a huge thing. It's like, make sure you look at the numbers, because what you think might be the best deal, might be the lowest purchase price, might not have the highest rate of return. Sometimes you spend a little more and make a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more. So, what did we learn?
My key takeaway is there's a lot of bad information on social media. Talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Yes. Have someone crunch the numbers.
Talk to lots of people. You can call us anytime and we'll take you to lunch or breakfast, chat about investments, show you how to get pre-approved, and show you the right ways to find that house hacking that fits your strategy.
Have you house hacked? We want to hear your success stories in the comments below. Share this video with your friends.
And fails.
If you want to get in touch with us, shoot us a text at 801-228-7687. Make sure you mention the show. You can email us at theutahrealestateshow@gmail.com. You can watch this show on YouTube, and you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you learned something, or if you really love this show, give us a like on YouTube and drop a rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. The Utah Real Estate Show is a production of Hive Collective at Presidio Real Estate, with support from Security Home Mortgage. The NMLS number for Security Home Mortgage is 178787. The NMLS number for Jason Christiansen is 240472, Equal Housing Lender. Not only is this not legal or investment advice, but you should definitely talk to a pro before you make any real estate decision. Every situation is different and should be considered in context. Copyright Jason Christiansen, Aric Wiszt, and Tyler Cazier. All rights reserved. Talk to you next week.
So I own an anthill and a house. I'm house hacking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
According to Instagram.
No, that was like my intro attempt, guys. You didn't roll with it.
Tyler.
I did. I said according to Instagram.
Hello and welcome. Put your hand down.
Why are you smiling?
He's blocking his face.
Football is fun. Football is fun, sir. It's fun. Is it? Is it? No, sir. Not anymore, is it? And today we're talking about house
hacking.
Awesome.
Done.